Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Ismail Hakim and my friend Dwi Sri Lestarini. We from Group 1 Public Economy of Economic Education, Yogyakarta State University. Impact of the COVID-19 case in the world is increasingly spreading to various existing sectors such as health, education, tourism, social, economic, political, and others. Reported from the Tribun Manado, as many as 1,062 workers in Jakarta become unemployed due to the coronavirus. Economic growth is decreasing in number. As a result, a lot of new poverty has occurred. Even the malls are also hit, as happened in the Semanggi Mall Plaza in Jakarta. Who are retention from leaving this category? It could be that when COVID-19 occurs, they are no longer able to maintain their existence as part of the middle class. Countries in the world are starting to carry out economic policies in the form of stimuli to defend their people so that they continue to live in a decent way. One of them is subsidies. In the left side, this is example in China, and the right side, this is example in United Kingdom. A subsidy is a benefit given to an individual business or institution, usually by the government. It is usually in the form of a cash payment or a tax reduction. The subsidy is typically given to remove some type of burden, and it is often considered to be in the overall interest of the public, given to promote a social good or an economic policy. A subsidy takes the form of a payment provided directly or indirectly to the receiving individual or business entity. Subsidies are generally seen as a privileged type of financial aid, as they lessen an associated burden that was previously levied against the receiver, or promote a particular action by providing financial support. A subsidy typically supports particular sector of a nation's economy. It can assist struggling industry by lowering the burdens placed on them, or encourage new development by providing financial support for the endeavors. Often, these areas are not being effectively supported through the action of the general economy, or may be undercut by activities in rival economy. There are two types of subsidies. The first, direct subsidies. Direct subsidies are those that involve an actual payment of funds toward a particular individual, group, or industry. Second, indirect subsidies. Indirect subsidies are those that do not hold a predetermined monetary value or involve actual cash outlays. They can include activities such as a price reduction for required goods or services that can be government support. This allows the needed items to be purchased below the current market rate, resulting in a saving for those the subsidy is designed to help. This time we will discuss subsidies for salaries or subsidies for direct cash assistance in Indonesia. Direct cash assistance is BLT, bantuan langsung tunai. For the detail, let's follow this video.
Ini kita lengkapi lagi yang namanya tambahan subsidi gaji. Totalnya nanti yang akan diberikan adalah 15,7 juta pekerja diberikan 2,4 juta rupiah. Ini memang diberikan kepada para pekerja yang terdaftar di BPJS Ketenagakerjaan. Yang diberikan ini adalah kepada para pekerja dan perusahaan yang rajin membayar iurannya, iuran jam sostek.
Sejauh ini Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan telah mencatat 13,8 juta atau 88% data dari target sebesar 15,7 juta pekerja yang akan mendapatkan manfaat. Data terverifikasi baru 10,8 juta atau 69% dari target, dan paling lambat pada bulan September 2020 100% data telah terverifikasi dan juga dana atau subsidi gaji atau upah bisa disalurkan kepada para pekerja yang membutuhkan. Maidop.
Data masih divalidasi untuk nantinya para pekerja non-PNS dan juga BUMN untuk bisa mendapatkan dana bantuan. Tapi Akbar, yang disoroti juga pemberian dana ini menuai polemik, utamanya soal siapa saja yang berhak untuk menerima subsidi karena tidak seluruh pekerja ini terdaftar di BPJS Ketenagakerjaan. Nah, bagaimana pemerintah mengatasi hal ini, Akbar?
Sejauh ini pemerintah menyatakan bahwa 15,7 juta orang atau pekerja ini merupakan jumlah yang besar dan sudah mencakup berbagai pihak atau berbagai lapisan. Seperti tadi Presiden juga mengajak serta guru honorer, pemadam kebakaran honorer, kemudian tenaga medis yang juga ikut serta ke Istana Negara Jakarta untuk menerima secara langsung bantuan atau subsidi gaji atau upah kepada mereka selama 4 bulan, dan masing-masing bulan ini dibayarkan sebanyak Rp600.000. Presiden sendiri tadi menyatakan bahwa subsidi ini atau stimulus ini diberikan kepada para pekerja merupakan sebuah reward bagi pekerja dan juga perusahaan yang bisa secara rutin dan juga secara tertib memberikan atau membayarkan iurannya kepada BPJS Ketenagakerjaan. Oleh karenanya, bekerja sama dengan BPJS Ketenagakerjaan, Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan menyalurkan bantuan kepada para pekerja yang terdaftar dalam BPJS Ketenagakerjaan dan juga secara rutin dan juga tertib membayarkan iuran setiap bulannya untuk BPJS Ketenagakerjaan. Maidop.
Terima kasih laporan Anda, jurnalis Kompas TV Akbar Prabowo melaporkan langsung dari Istana Kepresidenan Jakarta.
In fact, how effective is the salary subsidy in the framework of the Nation Economic Divide? Mentioning the impact of household consumption, the salary subsidy program is controversial because the impact of household consumption will not be larger. The most worrying thing that the salary subsidy will not be spent, but saved by precautionary crime. This is bank that will be benefit from the structure of three-part fund. Thus, the benefit targeted by the government were not achieved. In the situation like the current one, policies aimed at the support household consumption are our priority. However, all of this can be found if it's followed by larger reset of recipient, especially among the informal sector actors. Speed of execution to curtailment in the use of fund. Even though the government claimed salary subsidy can increase people's purchasing power, but some observers say the same thing with undisputed. This is a director of the Center of Formal Economic Core Indonesia, Peter Abdullah, said that distribution of the salaries of the private employment does not automatically increase the public consumption. This means that the government program that are social assistance bansos only help prevent decline purchasing power. It's not replace all income or loss. This means the purchasing power continue to fall, consumption continue to fall, said the Peter when the contract by telephone. Peter explained that two factors causing decline of the consumption were decline people purchasing power as a result termination of the employment or PHK or limitation of the business activity. In addition, these are triggered the restaurant consumption even though people still have purchasing power. Moreover, current the people are more likely to maintain economic stability when economic are curtailed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thus, the government program will not be able to return consumption to normal level while outbreak is still ongoing. Measuring the composition of the worker according to research from Gajah Mada University or UGM, there are about 173 million workers in Indonesia with percentage of 60% until 70% informal worker and 30% until 40% formal worker. Of the total of informal worker, 20% of them work as farmer. Meanwhile, of the total formal worker in Indonesia, this program only has capacity of around 15 million workers. From this data, it can be seen that the target salary subsidy program is considered to have an insignificant impact on the public consumption. Then, what is the right solution on the community in terms of salary subsidy by the government? First, we have to look at this group. When the government subsidies people, the consumption figure or purchasing price level must be same as before the salary subsidy was given. From this graph, it can be seen that the point A1 moves to A2, which can we see that there is downward shift in the budget line. This means that the government goals to providing subsidy to increase purchasing power of the community level it not be achieved, because the people instead of saving the money to precautionary motive because the level unemployment increase and the uncertainty in the complementation of the COVID-19 outbreak. On this mission, add additional to providing subsidy to government official, it also necessary to pay attention worker in another informal sector, such as farmer. And the government need to create a positive news atmosphere in the developing to handling COVID-19 so that the people feel safer in spending their money rather than saving it to prevent this motive. Then, this salary subsidy is useless? Of course it's not, but it is need to be supported by another economic policy so that Indonesia economy relies its maintenance. That all of us, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.